Yeah, so preventative treatment is not wasteful, is not a wasteful treatment. In the last few years, I've really gone down the road of classical Chinese medicine, which is a different system again to stock standard Chinese medicine. And that really hones in on prevention as well. So how we do that is we're looking at your pulse. So we're checking your pulse and seeing, okay, what imbalance has your body got here? And how we treat things in a preventative sense is there will be some symptoms that your body has, but they probably aren't that significant for you to go and see somebody about. Like, for instance, if you have a bit of a tummy ache and you just feel a bit uncomfortable or you feel bloated, most people don't go to their doctor because, I feel a bit bloated. They think, I must have eaten some wrong foods and I feel, bloated. Then next thing you know, you've been having that bloated feeling for like weeks and weeks. Your food really hasn't changed that much. You're still having, you've tried different foods and you're not sure. And so what do you do then? And then what happens eventually is our body actually just gets used to it. Like would probably send us a bit more mental if we were constantly focusing on these things all the time. Like our Shen, who's responsible in Chinese medicine for that thinking and that function of being aware of that awareness, like, oh, my knee hurts, oh, my back hurts, oh, my stomach hurts, oh, this hurts, this hurts. Or not hurts, but maybe you feel an awareness there, you feel uncomfortable, you don't feel the same there. Your mind shuts that off eventually, so that you don't, you're going to pay attention to the things that your brain, your Shen kind of says, hey, you need to pay attention to this. But it is possible for people to kind of put up with things for a long time in a way because they're just not that focused on it. So that's good in a way that helps us keep going and keep functioning despite a lot of things that could be going wrong with us. But at the same time, that's not that great if if that's happening, it's a signal that there's some kind of imbalance there, something not right. So the benefits of herbal medicine for prevention or in these kind of small things is that if you treat it early on enough, you don't need to take the herbs for too long. So you don't need to take them for months and months. You can just take it for a week, sometimes even a few days. If you've got something like, let's say you get a cold or a flu, you got a cough, and you get it straight away as soon as that cough kind of starts, you might only need to take the herbs. Like if you do the bulk herbs, which is like the boiling up herbs, you might only need to take them for like 2 or 3 days. And then you go on to a different formula after that. And so like to kind of, adjust something that's happened after that, like if you've had a lot of sweating or something like that. What I'm getting at is the earlier you seek treatment, the less length of treatment you need. Now, the idea of like, well, preventative treatment's wasteful treatment because I might just get better on my own. Well, that could happen. Yes, you could get better on your own. But what if you don't? And that lingers on. Now you've got a cough that's lasting for 3 weeks, or you've got back pain, and some back pain will resolve on its own. And I'm not discounting the benefit of resting. And if you can do that, like if you can rest, then that and sometimes you need to do rest anyway. Like it's just you do acupuncture or you do herbs. You do need rest in some cases. You can't just keep on banging away with 12-hour days or something like that. So yeah, early treatment is really, really good. So if you can get in and do that, and look, some of that is also got to do with practitioners' availability. There's some practitioners that just aren't available to see you. Like, can I come in right today? My clinic tends to have spaces like we do. I do see a lot of urgent care kind of cases in pain. So we tend to have a few appointments every day that I'll leave flexible to be able to see those patients. You can call up and get an appointment on the day sometimes with me. So I would just encourage you to seek that early treatment if you can. Try to do that rather than leaving it too long. And I would say it's less wasteful because the chances of you needing longer term treatment will be less if you seek earlier treatment. And look, I totally understand that medicine is a financial cost to people. Everything in life is a financial cost in some ways, but it is a cost to you, and you don't want to over-treat. Well, like, that's not my intention, is to over-treat people or unnecessarily treat them. All of us have an equilibrium that we're at, basically. And so when we do long-term treatment with you, with your pulse, we'll be checking your pulse and we'll be using herbal formulas to basically increase that equilibrium so that your body's getting stronger. When you're actually sick with some kind of illness, like a cold or a flu, for instance, then we just need to treat that issue first. So we're basically using herbs to kind of make your body stronger in that way, so that then it can repel the cold or the flu situation. And then we can start to kind of use herbs that are more warming and more tonifying to your yang, and building the functional ability of your body up even further, so that then you don't get sick as severely. Actually, one thing to remember that's part of Chinese medicine is that if you have to have enough yang to be able to get a fever. So that what that means is, if you never get sick with a cold or a flu, you never get a higher temperature, not like a raging fever, but just a bit of a temperature, or you never get a cold or a flu, like never, then that would be considered not that healthy either. And sometimes there can be cases where people have like autoimmune conditions, and they have a lot of other symptoms in their body, but they never get colds or flus. They never get certain things happen to them. And so so being healthy isn't that you never ever get sick. It's just that your body, when you do get sick, it can get rid of it quickly. Like getting sick, by that I mean colds and flus. Not having sinusitis that lingers on for months and months, or hay fever, seasonal hay fever. That's not necessarily considered being healthy, but being able to get a cold or a flu every so often isn't considered an unhealthy thing. So yeah, I hope that I can help you in some way discover the preventative aspects of Chinese medicine, because that's really what I would love to be able to see people before they get too sick, and to be able to keep them healthy. Especially if you rely on your body for your work, your sport, your hobby, whatever, you go through periods of like being very, very focused and pushing your body and needing to needing to use your body to its maximum potential at certain periods, then functional Chinese medicine is great for that, because it can just keep pushing your body to the next level, get it as healthy as it can be, and that's what we want to aim for. So welcome you to my practice. The link's in the description below, and the text below, so you can make an appointment. And if you're not in Perth and you want to see me, but you can't, I don't do Skype consultations for patients, because we can't check your pulse through the internet yet. But I can give you a referral to another practitioner that does the system that I do. There's people all around the world that do this system, and that are highly trained in that style of pulse diagnosis. So if this sounds like, oh, this is really interesting to me, Marie, but I live in the US, or I live in some other place, then there's people all over the world that do this. So thanks for watching, and I hope you're having a great day. Hope you're well and you're getting even better.